In this video, we're going to be talking about Jeffrey Epstein's final lesson. I'm going to talk a little bit about whether I think he actually killed himself, whether it was a suicide or not, and some of the speculation around that. We can always learn from the things that are happening around us. That is something I've told you before, but this is a great demonstration of this one key principle. So stay tuned, and we'll be talking about that in a second. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, how to get the physique that you want, how to get the girls that you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to what I call the Bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something that gets you amped up, mash that subscribe button, join us on this quest, and let's improve ourselves. Recently, he was discovered in his cell having hung himself and committed suicide. Okay, now, this doesn't seem very likely. The circumstances surrounding this was that cameras happened to go out, okay? So he was supposed to be under 24-hour video surveillance, but those cameras malfunctioned. He was under suicide watch at the time, okay, which has a whole series of protocols and procedures that people are supposed to do to make sure that he doesn't kill himself, because he had attempted suicide before, okay? And, and basically this guy, if you don't know who he is, he's a billionaire, very, very rich, okay? And he was accused, and he was about to stand trial for sex trafficking, especially of minors, okay? Basically abusing and having sex with minors and causing this whole sex trafficking ring. And not only that, but he was involved with some pretty high profile, some famous people, some powerful people who were, quote, friends of his, right? And he was supposed to name some names there. Basically, the day before he killed himself, the judge had unsealed this 2,000-page document that listed a bunch of names and other possible people and a whole bunch of stuff on this case, okay? So the fact that he died means that there is no trial, which means that a lot of these so-called, innocent or famous and powerful people, that they might get off scot-free. Now, there's still some things that could happen, but in general, that's what it looks like. The question is, did he actually kill himself? All right, I personally think that no, he didn't. Okay, it doesn't make any sense, doesn't line up. It's kind of crazy. A lot of people want to say this is a conspiracy theory, but no, I don't think so in this case. There's too many weird circumstances going on here, and so many people predicted this was going to happen, and he had some really powerful friends, right? So, I don't know if someone killed him and who killed him, but I think there was something that said that the Clintons had been on his private jet 26 times, like Bill Clinton had. Trump had been on his jet, had him at his Key Largo, place, and Trump just associated with him when the accusations came out. But anyone who has half a brain did. So you don't actually know if Trump was really involved with him or not, or to what degree, right? Same thing with the Clintons. A lot of other powerful people that this guy had as friends that flew on his jet, that went to his island, and all kinds of crazy shit here. Probably there's some really, really powerful people that wanted him dead, and now he just happens to be dead. So that's kind of interesting. Again, like I said, you can't know for sure, right? But if I had to guess, I would say that he was killed. Okay, now, so that brings me to the lesson to learn from this, okay? We can always learn a lesson from something. Power is better than money. Now, why do I say that, and why do I say that in connection here? Okay, well, if you look at Jeffrey Epstein, all right, he had a lot of money, okay? He was a billionaire. That's basically unlimited money. That's basically infinite money in this world, okay, for the most part, all right? So with all the money that he had, okay, he could not get away with having sex with underage girls. Okay, he couldn't get away with it. He still got accused. He still was going to go to jail, pretty much. He was going to get convicted. There was damning evidence against him, okay? And he couldn't pay his way out of jail unless, all right, there is an unless he didn't actually kill himself and he's not actually dead and he's on an island somewhere. Even if that happened, okay, he still has to live anonymously now and all that stuff. But that to me doesn't seem like a likely thing, although it's possible. I think he got killed. Like I said, money was not enough, okay? Because guess what happened? If he did get killed, someone with power came in, okay, and had him killed. Okay? Didn't matter. All the money in the world didn't protect him from being accused and going on trial and it didn't protect him from being killed either. Okay, so that's something to think about here, right? But someone with power, what could they do? They can get a guy in prison, a billionaire, and off him. Okay, assuming that that's what happened. Okay, I don't know for sure, but you know, we'll go along with that plausible theory. Okay, now why do I say that this is so much more important? Why is it more important to have power? Because like I said, in this particular circumstances, right, power can be traded for money, but money, it can be traded for power, but it's sort of going against the current. Okay, it's like I'm re-recording this video because I recorded 3 videos today. Oh my gosh, great videos with no audio, and it's just hard to understand what I'm saying when you can't hear me. So anyway, there's this like inductive coil inside these, right? These are the wireless AirPods. Go buy some. Anyway, they're the wireless AirPods, okay? And so they have an inductive charger, all right? And so it's inefficient to go from magnetic energy into electrical energy and back and forth, okay? So that we have a loss there, right? That's the same thing with converting money to power. You can buy politicians off. You can buy people in power with money, but it's an inefficient exchange. Whereas power to money is a very efficient exchange, okay? If you have power, you could acquire money. I caught this one episode, it might have been even the first episode of House of Cards, where Kevin Spacey's character, he says he made the greatest mistake of choosing the McMansion over the house that stood for hundreds of years on the hill, okay? And what he was saying was that the guy chose money over power.
He chose money over power. In this town, a mistake nearly everyone makes. Money is the McMansion in Sarasota that starts falling apart after 10 years. Power is the old stone building that stands for centuries. I cannot respect someone who doesn't see the difference.
All right, he became a lobbyist instead of basically becoming a senator. I think that's what it basically boiled down to, right? And that is such an important lesson, okay? Such an important thing, right? And you might be saying, well, how does this apply to me, John? I'm never going to get the opportunity to choose this, but you do every day, okay? And it's the little decisions that you make, especially in your career. In your career, you're going to have opportunities where you're going to be given potentially a position of power or authority, responsibility, okay? Those all kind of equate, or making more money. And a lot of you are choosing the wrong fucking decision. You're choosing to make more money. That's not what you want to do. You want to choose more power, more responsibility, because eventually you will get the money, okay? One example way I like to talk about this is, let's say that you're given the opportunity to be a CEO, but if it's a fairly small company, it's not a Coca-Cola, you know, it's a smaller company, okay? Or you could go to another company where you'd be like a director of something and you get paid like twice as much. But you could be the CEO at the small company and not get paid as much. Pick the CEO job. Being the CEO, okay, especially if you can be successful at that, that's going to give you opportunities later on. And eventually you're going to become the CEO of a larger company and make a lot more money than you ever will as director, okay, because you have more responsibility, okay, you have more power. Power is way, way more important. You should recognize when you're in a position of power and you're not, okay? When you're in a position of power, you have leverage. You can get what you want, okay? You can attack and you can push, all right? But when you are not in a position of power, you need to recognize other people in positions of power. One of the biggest mistakes that we make in life is that we go from a weak position, okay? We could talk, you know, Sun Tzu, the art of war, okay? He has a lot to say on this. You have to know when to fight. You know, you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, okay? So many people today, especially a lot of you young guys, you're railing against the wrong fucking enemy, okay? Someone who's going to take you the fuck down, someone who has power. When you don't have power, okay, you have to defer to power. You have to recognize that. So it's really important to understand power dynamics. Like I said, if you haven't already taken the Bulldog quiz, I talk about a lot of this stuff in the Bulldog Mindset private membership and tell you how to actually increase your power. In fact, developing the right mindset is what's going to increase your personal power, okay? And you can't have power in the world until you've increased your personal power. So take that quiz and let's increase that mindset score. What do you think? Do you think Epstein, do you think he killed himself, or do you think that he was killed, okay? I don't know who did it. There's some speculation. Obviously, there's a lot of potential people who would want him dead, okay? But, you know, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy just to see that we live at a time in the United States and the world where something like this could happen. You got to wonder, like, why did, you know, how did this even happen? Even if he did kill himself, right? How many people had to be somewhat involved or make a lot of missteps in order for this shit to happen. It's kind of scary. I don't know who. Like I said, it doesn't mean that, you know, that the DA or Trump or anyone, but it could mean that they are. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.